Hello, lovely friends on the internet. Today I'm going to tell you about some spooky reads. I'm in my backyard on this beautiful fall day, and Halloween is right around the corner, so I thought it could be fun to tell you about some spooky books. But they're good for any time, so if you really like a good spooky book, check out one of these. My name is Britt. I work for the Pikes Peak Library District in Young Adult Services, and let's dive right on in. Okay, so the first book is going to be good for your tween age readers and older. Like, I am clearly not a tween or a teen, and this one certainly creeped me out. But this would be good for like your 10, 11-year-olds. But it's about, it's called Where the Woods End, and it's about this girl who lives on the side of these woods, and eventually these creatures called grabbers come out and they grab your stuff, and they use your stuff to build like a body out of your stuff. It's very gross, like in a scary way. And then once they've kind of taken all of your stuff, they finally take you into the woods forever. And so the story kind of really gets started when our main character has her prized possession stolen. So that's the first one. It's Where the Woods End, and it's by Charlotte Salter. And I will link to all of these books in the library catalog in the description. All right. So the next one I have not read because it's not my thing, but it might be your thing, so I'm going to tell you about it. So it's called There's Someone Inside Your House. Dun, dun, dun. So it's clearly a slasher novel, right? It's got that teen angst slasher. You know, if you've seen the Scream movies from like the 90s, it's got that thing happening, I believe. So it's by Stephanie Perkins, who before this wrote romantic comedies. So I think this is a really fun genre switch. So give this one a try. I haven't read this other one either because, again, not my thing, but it got amazing reviews and I've heard really good things about it. It's a zombie thing, and zombies are just gross me out. Anyway, so in not a good way. So zombies, Civil War style is kind of what this is. So this is the sequel because we didn't have a copy of the first one in. But the first one is called Dread Nation. It's by Justina, Ireland. But God, this cover is epic. And so essentially the conceit is it's an alternate history around the Civil War. So like if Civil War soldiers, instead of dying, kind of rose back up as zombies. And then, so instead of like routine slavery, Black and Indigenous people of color were, in this version of history, sent off to re-education camps. So there's a lot of truth in this, right? We're sent off to re-education camps, but in this case they were learning how to kill zombies. So that's kind of the premise behind this, and it follows a girl who's being sent to one of those schools. All right, so that is Dread Nation. This next one I have read because it is my type of horror, which is I would describe as like very Stranger Thingsy. Again, kind of creepy and atmospheric. So like this one is a graphic novel, and it's called The Woods, and it's about this high school, like typical day at high school, and then all of a sudden there's this explosion, and the high school has been transported into another dimension, and they're in these creepy woods, and then these like creatures come out and start attacking people. And so it follows like one group of kids who like goes into the woods, and then another group of kids who like stay put in the high school because the teachers are kind of losing their mind. So it's really good. I have enjoyed it. Again, this is the volume 2 because we didn't have volume 1. But I would broadly recommend it for people who do like Stranger Things. So it's called The Woods, and it's by James Tynion IV. And then I saved the best for last, in my opinion, which is maybe not a smart thing to do in the context of a YouTube video, but whatever. So one of my favorite series is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. And I'm not going to try to describe the plot because there's a lot going on, but it is very like, when you think of like the gothic, creepy South, it's got some of that going on top of like mysterious, there's like a Welsh king who they're trying to find, and there are like a lot of mysterious events around that, and psychics and tarot cards, and it's just really atmospheric and creepy, like I said. Like, I don't know another 90s reference, but it reminds me a little bit of that episode of Friends where Joey and Rachel like trade books and then they put them in the freezer because they're scary and sad. Like I legitimately had to put like book 3 and book 4 down to like pace around my house because I was like, it's gonna happen to Gansey now. You know, you'll see if you choose to read it. So it's called The Raven Boys. It's by Maggie Stiefvater, and if you like this, you'll probably like her other stuff too. Like I said, it all has that creepy atmospheric thing happening. So hopefully one of these spooky books sounds good to you. I hope you have a great Halloween or whatever time of year it is when you're watching this, and we'll see you next time.